All right, folks, we're just waiting for the Zamboni to finish up here. We're coming to you from the Iroquois Ice Complex. Gonna have to make sure we keep the arena volume down as we're playing a lot of copyrighted music again, so we want to make sure our video does not get copyrighted. Otherwise, YouTube will pull it down on us. So today, your Clarington Flames are taking on the Whitby Wolves. And a win today locks your Clarington Flames into the playoffs. And a loss pretty much ends the regular season for them. The team will still qualify for provincial playdowns, but they would not qualify for playoffs. So on women's side of hockey, there's two different streams when it comes to the postseason. One is provincial playdowns, which all women's teams qualify for. And they will go into a 4-team playdown with Oshawa, Whitby, and Durham West, regardless, for a chance to play at provincials, which is an annual tournament for a provincial championship. Playoffs is the 8-team, top 8 teams in our division, which would be playing then for the regional championship. So today's game has an impact on your Clarington Flames qualifying for playoffs as they currently sit in the 9th spot, 1 point behind Oshawa. Oshawa has no more games to play, so a win or a tie will get them into playoffs as they would tie Oshawa, and we have, Clarington Flames have the advantage by having, in the head-to-head, having beat Oshawa. So a win or tie today against Whitby puts your Clarington Flames into the playoffs. So we'll have a little bit of technical difficulty today as our iPad is not working, which controls our score clock. So we'll try to keep on top of that the best we can, but it will be a little more difficult today. So just bear with us on the game time. I'll call them out throughout the game. We got here to the arena today and the iPad was dead and needed a charge and unable to charge it here at the arena. So I'll give you a good look at your Clarington Flames as they're warming up. They do look like they've got a little jump in their step from their warm-up, so hopefully this transfers into the game. And the Flames will be able to take a quick lead here. So for those that did tune in right at the beginning of the broadcast, we made sure to have Coach Allison on camera. You can see her down there on the bench right now with her birthday hat on. She has made a deal with the players today that if they win the first period, the birthday hat stays on. And if they lose the first period, the hat comes off. If they win the second period, the hat will either go back on or stay on, depending on how the first period went. So a little bit of extra incentive for your Clarington Flames today. So starting in net today, we are going to have Kinley Tour. So it looks like we got 6 people tuned in from home. So if you want to comment in the YouTube comments, let us know where you're tuning in from. That'd be great. Players like to know when we got families tuned into the game or friends and where they're tuned in from. So it's good feedback for our players as well. We got 2 views today again on our camera. We got a zoomed in and a zoomed out view. We might just stay on our zoomed in view again because that's something else controlled by our iPad. So we'll see how it goes today, folks. But thanks for tuning in as we get ready to start this game. Face-off won by the Wolves. They bring it down into Clarington zone. DeYoung with it on the near side. She moves it to the middle for Rowan. Rowan puts it cross ice. And Luxton's going to give chase, and the Wolves bring that puck down to the Clarington zone. A little bit of ping pong so far here to start the first period, going for the middle. Whitby with a regroup, moves that up. Wood gets the puck in her own zone. Tries to move it up the far boards, unable to get it out. That comes into the high slot. Whitby gets a shot on net, and 2 are able to steer that wide. Whitby again with a regroup in the neutral zone. Bring that puck down in deep, put it behind the net. Hanthorn behind the net. She loses it to Whitby. Then she gains it again. She's going to bring that up through the middle. Plays that puck ahead to Ridding. Ridding chips it into the Whitby zone. Patfield on the far side gets tangled up with her player. Puck comes out of the zone. Okapek's going to put that back into the zone. Whitby drives wide. Okapek trying to poke that puck off her stick. She's going to tie up her player along the boards. That puck squeaks loose, and Okapek able to chip it up. Gets to the line, but not out. That gets into the slot for Whitby. They take the shot, and Tour's going to make a save. Whitby again gathers that puck up. Little backhand shot goes just wide of the net. Shots down low. Okapek plays it back behind the net. Hanthorn picks up the far side. She chips it off the boards, and that comes out. Clarington making a quick change here. One-on-one coming back the other way with Coulter. She drives her player wide. And she blocks that pass out in front for that shot on net. And 2 are able to make the save. Well, just over 12 minutes to go in the third period. Face off down in the Clarington zone. Face off controlled by Clarington. Wood's going to take that back around behind the net. Coulter, she moves that up. Oh, makes a long play down the ice, just over the stick of the winger for Clarington. So that's going to come all the way back down on the icing. Clarington going with some quick changes today, trying to keep fresh feet on the ice at all times. DeYoung plays that puck all the way down into the Whitby zone. And with DeYoung giving chase to the net, Whitby goalie's going to hang on. DeYoung breaking her stick on that play, and it looks to be her new CCM FTW stick. So she is without a stick at the moment. And I can already tell from up here, DeYoung's got Coulter's backup stick. So we'll see how that goes for her. Coulter being a defense, so that stick's extra long. Should work well. DeYoung flips that puck down in the corner. Puck comes out of the zone, back for Okapek. She flips it over to the far side. Whitby now brings that puck into the zone. That shot goes just wide of the net. Comes all the way around to the near boards. Battle on the near boards. Ridding tries to get it out, but gets it to the Whitby line and not out. Rowan now tries to shoot that around the boards, and it takes a funny bounce and pops out in front of the net. So Tour's going to hang on. Face-off control by Clarington. Hanthorn just puts that to the near boards. Back behind the net for Preston. Coulter now puts it up the far side for Patfield. Patfield plays it back down into the corner. Whitby player right there. Coulter pins her player and strips the puck. Now she shoots it off the near boards. That's just past the stick of Patfield. It's going to go down the length of the ice, but icing's waved off. So Ridding's going to give chase. Let's see if that Clarington Flames get that forecheck working, and they do. Turned over. Preston comes out of the corner with it, unable to get a shot on net. Coulter steps up, big slap shot. That goes off the pad of the Whitby player and comes off to the side boards. And Whitby gets it just to the neutral zone. Whitby with a cross ice pass, catching Clarington in a change. They dump that puck all the way in. Tour plays it off the boards. Coulter. She was looking for Basato in the middle. Thought Basato had her feet moving. She was standing still, so that puck was just out of reach. And Clarington plays that puck out of the zone. Basato now giving chase. Good head of speed. Unable to get there in time. Whitby gains the Clarington zone. Good defense there by Bree Wood. Plays the body on that player, so the puck trickles down to the corner. Beetham goes back to pick it up. She plays it ahead for Basato. Basato with a long shift here. And she gets that puck stripped off her stick. Whitby now with a head of steam. They're going to bring it into the Clarington zone. That shot on net. Tour makes the first save, makes the second save, and she makes the third save and able to hang on to that puck and force the face-off. Her body was flying all over on that play. Whitby putting lots of pressure on. Tour standing tall. So as you can see here on the camera, folks, Coach Allison still got that birthday hat on. Face-off won by Clarington. Luxton comes out with it. Couple of moves at the blue line. DeYoung now giving chase down in behind the net. Whitby wraps that puck around to the near side. Whitby starts their breakout. Chips it around Hanthorn. Now 2-on-1 coming the other way. Okapek plays the middle. They get that pass across. And Rowan with a great back check. Gets back in time and breaks up that play. The puck trickles in onto her and she hangs on. What a great back check by Rowan to come back and break up that 2-on-1 play as Whitby again with a great pass across. Whitby with all the pressure here in the first period. 8:30 left to go. Face-off controlled by Whitby. They win it back. Shot from the point. Tour steers that aside. Luxton off the far board. She makes two chips off the board. Tour makes a save on that long shot from the point. It was up high, hit her in the chest. Comes down. Rowan plays the puck off the near boards up for DeYoung. Rowan with it now on the near boards. Plays up for DeYoung again. That gets just past the Whitby defense. So Clarington again going to make a quick change here on the play. Luxton with it down deep. She's able to strip that puck away. Now she's got it coming out of the corner. She's trying to play it back for the defense, but unlucky bounce off the boards. You could see Coulter wide open. She was ready for that big shot again from the point, but just a bad bounce off the boards. And Whitby was able to take advantage of it and start a breakout. Whitby now called on the offside. Face-off won by Preston. Back for Coulter. Coulter, she's looking for a player moving her feet. Nobody there. They were all still deep in the zone. So she plays it out to the neutral zone. Puck chipped in. Bree Wood kicks that ahead. Patfield with it. She puts it down into the corner. Whitby cycles it down behind the net. Wood breaks up that play. Wood and Coulter down in behind the net. Coulter all over her player, trying to force her back. Good pressure by Coulter. That Whitby player just evades Coulter just for a split second and gets that puck across in front of the net, but nobody there to take the shot. Whitby tries to play it out front, and Preston able to get a stick on it, and she takes it back behind the net. She gets stripped up behind the net. Wood trips up her player on the near boards. Referee's letting it go. You can hear the referee from here calling each player to keep playing that puck. A little bit of confusion in front there with Coulter and Wood, both righties, both normally playing the right side, but Clarington's down 1D again today, so mixing up the D pairings a little bit, trying to get something going. And referee's going to call them for too many players on the ice as player from Clarington jumped on the ice just as the puck got there. So Alyssa Strand's going to go over and serve that penalty. And Clarington's penalty kill unit's going to go. So sorry again, folks. We're trying to use the actual software for our score clock today, so just a couple little hiccups here as we won't be able to show the penalty, but I'll call the times out. Whitby with it on the far side. They start to cycle around. Clarington with the box set up. Okapek battling her player in front. Sorry, that's Lee. Tegan Lee battling her player in front of the net. Good box formation here by Clarington Flames, keeping that puck to the outside as Whitby cycles that puck around. Long shot from the point to her, steers that aside. Whitby now steps out front. They got a player out front, and that shot goes just wide. Big long shot from the point. That sails just wide of the net. Again, good box formation here by the Clarington Flames. Just keeping that puck to the outside. Those shots that are coming from Whitby are long-range shots that give Tuer a good opportunity to make the save. Okapek with a great active stick breaks up that play. Whitby cycling it around. All the way out to the point. They cycle down low. Okapek now gives chase, and she's able to break up that play and chip that puck out. Great heads-up play by Okapek to break that play up and get the puck all the way down the ice. Ethan gives chase down into the corner. She plays it back for Strand. So sorry, they did switch up the players who were serving the penalty. I'm not sure who's over in the penalty box. Whitby takes it down low, goes behind the net. They make a play out front. And the Clarington defense doing a good job of tying up the sticks in front. So Whitby unable to get a shot off. Number 14, Whitby down in front. She's being very aggressive, trying to knock the Clarington players out of the way. That shot hits her and lands to the ice, and Clarington able to chip that puck down the ice. Rowan, she wins that race to the puck, but just overskates it. Now Luxton comes out of the corner with it. She shoots on net, scores! Your Clarington Flames are going to take the early 1-0 lead. With a great forecheck, just as that penalty expired by the Clarington Flames, to keep the pressure on and not give up, and able to bang that puck in as the Whitby goalie was caught on the wrong side of the net. So at 3:45 in the first period, the Clarington Flames hanging in tight with the first place team in the division and getting the first goal of the game. Long shot in, that bounces off the leg of Lee and goes into the corner. Rowan tries to play that puck up the near boards, hits the referee in the leg, so Whitby gathers it up. Okapek, she gets knocked down behind the net with a cross check, no call on the play. Whitby comes out of the corner with the puck, they shoot, and they're gonna score. So Whitby brings that puck out of the corner, and on the sharp angle shot, get it just over to her shoulder. She had the RVH locked in, just need to move the head over just a little bit to seal that post off. And Whitby finds the net on the short side. Whitby brings that puck down into the Clarington zone. Clarington gets out to the neutral zone. Coulter, great job, breaks up that play on the far side. She pinched off the winger, steals the puck. She was looking cross ice for Ridding, who's streaking down the ice. Ridding had a good head of steam. That pass was just a little bit ahead of her. She still wins the race to the puck. She gets it across to Patfield, tries to backhand, unable to get it through those three Whitby players. So now Patfield on the near side. She chips it into the corner. Ridding with it in the corner. She's looking, thought she was looking to the point. Little head fake. She sends it across the ice for Preston, who is right in the high slot. And she's unable to control that puck. Lee plays it up for Ridding. Ridding chips it over to Patfield. And Whitby plays a long shot down onto the net. And Patfield's just going to hang on. Wood with it behind the net. She's tied up by the Whitby player, who now gains advantage of the puck. She brings it out, steps out front, she shoots on net. Patfield hangs on. Patfield doing a great job standing tall in net. Again, Clarington changing up the defense, going with some quicker shifts, trying to keep the legs fresh of these Clarington players. Face-off won by Clarington, but the Whitby center just chips that wide of the net. Okapek on the far side. She wins the race to the puck, chips it up the boards. Up for Strand. The Whitby player catches up to Strand, knocks that off her stick, and now Whitby coming back the other way. She plays it down into the zone. That number 12 for Whitby has an absolute head of steam. And she wins the race to the puck. Okapek plays it up the far boards, gets it out to the neutral zone. Whitby regroup at their own line, play the cross ice pass to the far side. Number 14 for Whitby. She was looking out front. Luxton's going to break that play up. She chips it off the near side, gets to the point, not out. Say that all too often. Clarington Flames trying to make that chip pass out of the zone, and it doesn't get out. Clarington starting to lose the foot races to these pucks. They're going to have to get back on that hustle that got them the early lead in the game. Shot on net, and Tour makes another great save. Puck played behind the net. Rowan goes back. She gets it, plays it up the near side. DeYoung chips that off the boards. It gets out. They try to play it across ice to Luxton. She leaves it for DeYoung. DeYoung puts the puck on net, and the Whitby goalie steers that to the side. Sorry, folks, I got watching the game instead of turning the camera. Coulter, she comes all the way down. She's able to keep that puck in the zone, but another Whitby player picks that puck up, and they'll bring it out to center ice. DeYoung with an active stick breaks up the play. Now here comes Wood. She's got some room. She's going to gain the Whitby line. Good hard shot, and that goes just wide of the net. This line for Clarington looks like they got a little bit of jump back in their step again, so great to see. And that'll do it for the first period, folks. Sorry, we didn't reset our game clock there. We hadn't hit start on it, so that will do it for the first period. It's a 1-1 tie. So that should mean that Coach is keeping the hat on for the second period. Keep an eye on that bench and see if the hat stays on or if it comes off. You can see that hat down on the bench, having a conversation with her players. So as long as Clarington can keep that hustle going that they've had at the beginning of the period, and that last line at the end of the period had some good hustle. If they can keep that going, they're absolutely in this game with the Whitby Wolves, the first place team in their division. Whitby only has one loss on the season, and that was, I believe, a 3-2 loss to the Peterborough Ice Cats, the same team that your Clarington Flames beat 3-1. So it's absolutely doable, folks, that this Clarington Flames team can hang with and potentially beat this Whitby team. But they got to have full effort to do it. Okapek plays a cross-ice pass for Ridding. Ridding gets that over to Preston. Preston with the long shot in, misses the net. Whitby now takes over. They get it to the line. Lee kicks it back in. Okapek steps up. She gets to the red line and plays it down back into the Whitby zone. Whitby plays it up the near side. Okapek pinches down, but Whitby able to play that puck around her. Great cross-ice pass by Whitby, but that shot goes just wide of the net. Strand on the near boards, chips that puck up, gets to the Whitby defense, but not out. Lee plays it right up the middle, hits her own player. Strand now plays that puck off the near boards. Ridding with a good head of steam. Wood plays that over for Coulter. Coulter gets it ahead for Beetham. Good lead pass. Beetham loses that puck to Whitby, and they'll turn it back the other way. Whitby up the far side. They play it to the middle. Drives wide, gets around Wood. 2-on-1. Coulter stays in the middle, and that shot to her steers it aside. Wood gets an active stick on that shot from the point, puts it down into the corner. Whitby trying to cycle that puck. Coulter ties up her player in front, so now that puck goes right through to the other side. Wood's got her player tied up in front of the net, and now that puck goes to the other side. Clarington defense doing a good job tying up those players in front. Coulter goes down low, strips that puck out, puts it ahead for Beethan. Beethan puts it ahead for Busato. Busato gets into a battle in the neutral zone, and that puck's turned back over to Whitby. Whitby cycles all the way back into their own zone behind the net. They play it off the far boards. Nobody there. Hanthorn plays it up the far side for Strand. Busato now picks it up. Over to Rowan. Rowan plays that puck across for Busato, and she's just unable to handle that pass. She now puts it out front. Nobody there. So Whitby is going to bring that up the near boards. Okapek pinches in. She strips that puck away. She's trying to get that puck down in low for Rowan. Rowan's being hooked all over the place. No call on the play. Referee letting the extra stick work go today. And that puck's going to bounce out of play. Sorry, folks, we'll let our game clock catch up here. We're at 12:16 of the second period. Face-off won by Clarington. Back for Lee. Lee's going to bring it up to center ice, try to dump it in. Active stick there by Whitby, and they strip it. They're going to come through. Nice job by DeYoung to get an active stick on that puck. And that gets up to Luxton. She gains the line. She gets it over for DeYoung. DeYoung stops up short, trying to shoot it. And that shot's going to just trickle in wide of the net. Shot all the way around the boards. Wood. She tries to shoot that puck in, hits the Whitby stick and pops up in the air. Whitby now, they gain the Clarington line, turn it over. Wood, she tries to shoot that out high, hits the Whitby player, bounces down for Patfield. Patfield with a nice wide drive. She drops that puck back for Preston. Preston puts it right out into the middle, right onto the Whitby stick. Hanthorn plays it up the near side for Patfield. Patfield gets it up to Ridding. Ridding's got a little bit of room. She's trying to drive that net. She gets hooked again. No call by the referee. So she plays it out front of the net. Looks like the net's actually off. So if Clarington does score here, it was going to be no goal. So referee finally sees it and blows that play down. Play's going to stay inside the zone. Again, folks, not that Clarington wants to tie the Whitby Wolves today and force that decision with Oshawa to come into play. They'd like to get the win and just lock themselves right into the playoffs. Face-off won by Clarington. Back for Ridding. Ridding puts it back for Hanthorn. Hanthorn dumps it down into the corner. Whitby now. Okay, they gather up the puck. They play it up the near side again. Hanthorn. She plays it back down in. Ridding. She's got it down low. She tries to cycle. Loses control of it. Whitby gathers it up. Hanthorn now. She's in a battle on the far side. Preston with a good back check. She plays it up for Coulter. Coulter plays it up the near side. Just over the stick of Patfield. And Whitby's just going to bang that back down into the Clarington zone. Coulter stops up behind her net. She makes a great pass up the far side. Long lead pass up for Strand. Beethan steps out of the corner with it. And the Whitby goalie makes a glove save and hangs on for the faceoff. So just checking on everybody online. Looks like we got 9 people logged into the game, and we still have a good internet connection. So thanks for tuning in, everybody. Again, if you want to go onto the YouTube channel, comment on the side. Let us know where you're tuning in from. That'd be great. Okapek trying to play the long pass up. Beethan picks it up. She's got some room. She's getting hooked again. And finally now the referee's going to call that hooking. So Clarington's going to go to the power play here. I think that was about the 3rd or 4th hooking that Whitby had on a Clarington player coming into the zone. So the referee finally had enough, and he called that hooking penalty. We got 9:56 to go in the second period. And Clarington and just a little bit of confusion there on the time clock. So they're just getting the penalties set up. There we go. We got the penalty on the clock. Whitby fires that puck down the length of the ice. Okapek back for it. She had one chasing her. She plays it off the boards. DeYoung, she's trying to play that up for Luxton just out of her reach, and that's going to sail all the way down the ice. But it falls short of the icing. Whitby, they're going to regroup behind their net. Played around the boards. Good chance here for Okapek. She steps out with the puck. Rowan got a stick on it and actually stopped it dead, so the Whitby goalie able to hang on. Good chance from Rowan there trying to tip that puck, but she got too much stick on it and stopped it dead, so the Whitby goalie could make the save. Right idea there by Clarington. Luxton plays that puck down in the corner for Rowan. Lux back to Luxton. Luxton plays it behind the net for Rowan. DeYoung locked in front, trying to create all kinds of havoc in front. Wood with it from the point. Big wrist shot. That hits the Whitby player right in the chest. Almost comes out of the zone. Wood able to bang it back down and put it in the corner for Rowan. Rowan plays it out for Luxton. Luxton turns it over to Whitby, and Whitby fires that puck down the length of the ice. Tour stops it. Coulter's going to stop up. She's looking for her players to regroup. She plays it around the boards for DeYoung. DeYoung chips that ahead for Preston. Preston's got her head down. Didn't see her teammate coming in for the puck. And Whitby's going to fire that down the length of the ice. There's a delayed penalty coming here. Not sure who it's against. I believe it is going to be against Clarington. Sorry, folks, we didn't get our time clock started there again, or we paused it by accident. It's going to be a slashing penalty. And it looks to be Luxton. So just as she was making a change, I guess she got the stick up on somebody. So I see what's happening now, folks. I'm hovering over the pause button of the time clock just because I'm using a different piece of software. I do keep pausing the clock, so I'm going to move my mouse off it and do this a little different. So there's 8:27 to go in the second period. Currently 4-on-4s. Both teams are serving minor penalties. Again, sorry, we can't get the minor penalties up on our score clock. As the iPad that we normally use for the run in our controls, we got here to the arena and the battery was dead in the iPad. Preston had her head down again. She played that puck to the far side. There was nobody there, so Whitby grabs that puck. Whitby penalty's now over, so Clarington's now killing off a penalty. Whitby's going to bring it into the Clarington zone. Clarington needs to get that box set up. Now they got their box formation set up. Anthorn chasing down a little too low. There we go. Now we got the box set up. Keep that puck to the outside. Long shot from the point. Lee actually blocked with a great block on that shot. And Clarington's going to bring it out to the neutral zone. And Whitby's going to then pound that puck back into Clarington zone. Anthorn plays it off the near boards. Preston couldn't get to it, so Whitby now cycling down low. They make that pass out front. Lee gets a stick on it and breaks that play up. Whitby with it down low, cycles behind the net, trying to bring it out. I'm going to zoom in here just a sec for you folks so you can see a little better. That long shot from the point, steered aside by Tour. Puck gets to the point, not out. Long shot, Tour makes the save again. Long shot, Tour makes another great save. Team's back at full strength. Luxton's going to carry it into the zone. She takes the shot, and the Whitby goalie hangs on to force the faceoff. Lots of pressure there by Whitby, and Kinley Tour standing strong, making multiple saves. Clarington puts it back to the point. Wood puts it down into the corner. Heavy traffic in the corner. Beethan brings that puck out. And that puck just comes out of the zone. Coulter regroups back with Wood. Wood on the far boards. That puck pops up into the air. Wood still digging for it. Gets it ahead to, I think that's Strand on the far side. Strand puts it out into the neutral zone. Coulter grabs it, tries to put it ahead for Beeth, and Whitby intercepts it, and they put it down into the corner. Now Coulter again in a battle in the corner. She gets a stick on that puck. Played up the boards for Basato. Basato gets checked off that puck, but Beethan was coming through, steals that puck away. Beethan again gets hooked up from behind. No call on the play. So again, referee letting those little hooks from behind going. Okapek pinches down, but the puck was already shot around her. Basato brings it into the zone. She was trying to use the Whitby players to screen, but it just caught her foot. Beethan checks her player up against the board. She gets knocked down. Strand now with two Whitby players on her. Whitby's going to strip that puck and play it around to the near boards. You can hear the Whitby bench asking them to ice it. So Whitby bench getting a little bit concerned here, I think, with the length of the shift that their players have been out for. DeYoung brings it back into the zone, plays it down into the corner. Clarington trying to make a change at the same time. Lee steps up, and now Whitby ices that puck down the length of the ice. They're going to be able to make the change. So now Okapek, she just takes it and bangs it down the length of the ice. So 4:18 left to go in the second period. So again, we're going to let our game clock catch up. So 4:18 to go in the second period. 1-1 hockey game. Both teams with extended shifts and both benches calling for them to ice the puck so they can get their players changed up. So Okapek ices that puck down the length of the ice, and both teams finally able to make their change. Hanthorn forces Whitby around the far side. Luxton plays it to the middle for DeYoung. DeYoung gains the zone. She stops short, trying to use Whitby player as a screen, and that just catches a stick on the way by. Coulter, she intercepts that in the middle. She's got a little bit of room. See if she takes it into the zone, and she'll chip it down into the corner. Coulter with a good read on the play, breaks it up in the middle. Hanthorn, she reads the middle as well, and she breaks up that play, and she'll put it back down into the Whitby zone. Wood with a long shot from the point. That goes just wide of the net. This is the kind of pressure that we need to see from the Clarington Flames, of them trying to read these plays and break up the Whitby passes, because they're a strong passing team. They like to cycle the puck around. They know where the players are. Here comes Ridding coming out of the corner. She had two sticks hooking her, and still no call on the play. Comes back to the point for Wood. She's going to take that long shot, and the Whitby goalie is going to hang on and force the face-off again. 3:01 left to go in the first period. Referee letting a lot of hooking go here by this Whitby team, as Clarington's trying to bring it into the zone. Whitby controls the face-off, brings it to the neutral zone. Good active stick by Wood. Chips it off the board, but the Whitby player reads that play, and she just gathers it up and keeps going. They cycle down behind the net. Lee just trying to keep her player pressed out. Wood a little more active with that stick. She's shoving her player up against the boards, trying to strip that puck away. That's the kind of read that Clarington needs to take. They need to take that aggressive approach and try to strip that puck away from Whitby and break up these plays. Don't let Whitby get any momentum. Whitby with a long pass up center. That play's broken up by Lee. She gets it ahead to Ridding. Ridding trying to get that shot on net, but that was the end of her shift, and she goes straight off after that shot. Whitby brings it down into the zone. To her. She's going to hang on to that puck with 2:04 left to go. Kinley Tour doing a great job keeping her team in this game as Whitby is getting a lot of shots on net, but Kinley Tour standing strong. Face off won by Whitby. They get it back to the high slot. That shot goes wide. Hanthorn on the far side. Okapek giving chase down into the corner. Whitby plays that puck out in front. Tour, she makes that save from the defense who was pinching down in. Okapek going to give chase in the corner. She does a good job tying her player up. Hanthorn ties her player up. And now that puck's going to squirt loose. Whitby trying the backhand. We got a Clarington player down on the ice that looks to be Beetham. She was hurt on the play. She's going to be able to get up and get to the bench. Whitby steps out from beside the net. Tour steers it aside, so now Busado's going to bring that puck all the way down the ice. That shot goes just off the side of the net. Whitby regroups. They're going to bring it down. 2-on-2 going the other way. Wood drives her player wide in behind the net. Coulter had hers tied out in front. Coulter with a good active stick knocks that puck off the stick of the Whitby player. Whitby gathers it back up, and they put the shot in on net, and Tour's going to hang on to save. Good job by the Clarington defense, forcing those Whitby players to the outside. So they're unable to get a good angle on that shot, and Tour makes that save from the bad angle and hangs on, so there's no rebound there either. Face off won by Whitby, back to the point, long shot from the point. That was deflected and goes just wide of the net. Coulter plays it up the near boards for Luxton. She's unable to handle it, goes back for Rowan. Rowan chips it ahead for DeYoung. DeYoung's going to bring that wide. She shoots that on net, and the Whitby goalie steers that to the side. 30 seconds left to go in the period. Clarington trying to get some pressure going. Whitby, they're going to drive that wide. Coulter, she shakes that puck off the stick, comes ahead to Rowan. Rowan gets it ahead to Luxton. Luxton gets hauled down with a high stick, and the referee is going to call that one. He's going to call it on the hooking. Could have gone hooking, high stick. So 9 seconds to go. So both teams will probably just look to clear out the penalty or clear out the end of the period. And Clarington will start the third period with the player advantage. Unless they can get a quick draw here and get a quick shot on net. Whitby wins the faceoff, but it comes back to Okapek. She plays that puck on net and just missed the stick of DeYoung. Lee pinches down and she keeps that puck in the zone. So that'll do it for the second period. So both teams will head to the dressing room for the intermission with a 1-1 tied hockey game. See the goalies there kind of congratulating each other. So we'll see you after the intermission for the third period, folks. Thanks for tuning in. folks. Welcome back for the third period. So again, we're tied 1-1 after 2 periods of play. And Clarington again in a final push for making the playoffs. So we'll see how they respond here in the third period. Clarington's going to be on the power play for another minute 51 seconds. Clarington getting riled up here on the benches. Trying to get their team going. Face-off won by Clarington. Lee plays it the far side for Patfield. Patfield loses her footing, but she plays that puck back into the zone. Whitby's going to gather that puck and just ice it down the length of the ice. Lee plays it up the near side for Ridding. Ridding tries to chip it off the near boards. It does get out, and that's going to be whistled on the offside. Oh, I guess it actually hit the, when it popped up, it might have hit a glove there on the bench or something. So not on the offside. So face-off will be inside. Face-off controlled by Whitby. They play it across in front of the crease. Nobody there. Patfield, she circles back. Okapek now down into the corner. She kicks it ahead to her stick. She creates a little bit of room for herself, gets it up for Patfield. Patfield plays it off the far boards. Hits the Whitby stick, so no icing on the play. Nice play by Patfield to get the puck down the length of the ice. Patfield squeezes her player out on the far side. Coulter trying to come up for it. Whitby, they get that puck ahead. And the backhand, that goes just wide of the net. A little bit of miscue there by the Clarington defense. And Hanthorn, she's going to bring that all the way down the length of the ice and put it deep into the Whitby zone. And Clarington's going to make a change. 35 seconds left in the Whitby penalty. Puck comes back to center. Coulter. She looks far side or near side for DeYoung. DeYoung gets that puck. She's got a little bit of room. She's got that nice big shot. That goes just wide of the net. Whitby, they play that puck to the far side. Clarington brings that puck into the zone. Clarington back behind the net. Clarington trying to cycle down low. Penalty expires for Whitby. Clarington comes out from the corner. She plays that puck, goes right up into the goalie's mask. And she'll hang on to force the face-off. Clarington, or the Whitby goaltender, wasn't sure where that puck is. I think it was caught up in her upper padding as it went right off her face mask. They check in on her, and she's all right. So 13:02 left to go in the third period. Clarington wins that face-off. They pull it back to the point for Lee. Lee steps to the center. She takes that shot from the point and it goes just wide of the net. But Preston, Busato, she gets checked off the puck. And Whitby's going to bring that puck back the length of the ice. They're going to gain the Clarington zone. Strand with a good active stick trying to break up that play. Whitby cycles back with it up below the net. Whitby steps out of the corner, plays it back behind the net. They play it out front. And that comes right to the stick of Strand. Strand trying to play the long lead pass. Busato, she gets around the Whitby player. She's in alone. She takes that shot. The Whitby goalie makes the save, but she couldn't hang on. She didn't know where that puck had gone. So Clarington applying some early pressure here in the third period. Trying to take control of this game with 12:22 to go in the game. Whitby wins the face-off. They play it back into the corner. Whitby plays it around the near boards. Gets to the point. Hanthorn takes a big slap shot. That goes off the pad of the Whitby player. And it'll come out to the neutral zone. Okapek with it behind the net. She plays it off the far boards for Patfield. Patfield tries to chip it off the boards. But again, Whitby's got that board sealed off. Clarington's got to try a different tactic other than chipping it off the boards to get that puck out of the zone. Whitby hammers that back into the Clarington zone. Hanthorn just flips it up in the air and gets it down the length of the ice. And that'll be called on the icing. So the faceoff's going to come all the way back down into the Clarington zone. Face-off controlled by Clarington. Lee chips it off the far boards. That goes just over the stick of Luxton. Luxton picks it up in the neutral zone. She brings it up into the Clarington zone. Back to the point for Hanthorn. Hanthorn takes a shot from the point. Clarington dumps that puck down into the zone. Whitby brings it up the near side. Can't get it out. Back to Hanthorn. Hanthorn dumps that puck down into the corner. Beethan plays it across for Strand. Whitby gets a stick on that puck. Comes back to the point. Coulter tries to get a stick on it. And then Hanthorn cuts in. So that leaves the Whitby player all alone. Come down the length of the ice. She shoots that puck and she just tucks it under the glove of Kinley Kinley Tour. So Whitby with 10:30 to go in the third period takes the 2-1 lead. So Clarington needs to find a way to battle back and try to tie this game back up again. Rosado brings it down deep. She tries to play that puck back. Again, head down. No Clarington player there for her to pass it to. Turns it over to Whitby. Whitby, they just take that puck and dump it down the length of the ice. Now that they've got that lead, they've got the advantage of just being able to dump that puck down the ice. Rosado battles for it on the far boards. Beethan, she pokes it loose. Straight to the Whitby stick. Whitby brings it into the zone. Lee with a good active stick. She gets that puck knocked off and she gets it up for Beethan. Beethan plays it up the near side for Strand. Strand just hammers it down the length of the ice, so that's going to be called on the icing. So maybe a little bit of frustration here by Clarington. Clarington players on the far side of the faceoff look dialed in. Ridding, Coulter, and Patfield all ready to go. Coulter down in the corner with it. Patfield chips it back to Coulter. Coulter tries to play it up the boards, but Patfield had already pinched down. Coulter gets a stick on that, so she directs the puck wide. Hanthorn plays it around the far boards for Patfield. Patfield chips it off the boards. Not out. Long shot from the point. Now Ridding on the near side. She gets that puck taken off her stick. Whitby, they play it back to the point. Patfield does a good job getting out to that point player and blocking that shot. The puck goes down into the corner. Coulter ties up her player, able to strip the puck, chips it ahead to Patfield. Patfield chips it ahead to Ridding. Ridding's got a bit of room. Ridding gets hooked again by the Whitby player. No call on the play, so she's going to try to bang that puck home. Whitby falls on the puck. Now Whitby dumps that puck down the length of the ice. And that'll get whistled down on the icing. Some good pressure there by Ridding to try to get to the net. And she's getting hooked by the Whitby players. But she still gets that shot off on net. So Clarington showing a lot of heart here, keeping this play going. Back to the point for Okapek. Okapek with the shot on net. That goes just wide. Luxton battling on the near boards with it. That puck comes out to Okapek. She gets knocked down at center. Hanthorn with it. She chips it off the boards. And that's going to be blown down on the offside. DDD pass, move it up the near side. They gain the zone. Rowan blocks that pass across with her shin pad. And now battles on the board. She gets it ahead. She plays it far side for Luxton. Luxton giving chase down into the corner. Whitby cycles back behind their net. They stop short, play it up the near side, or the far side. Okapek pinches down, keeps that puck alive. DeYoung plays that puck through the legs. Gets it to Luxton. Luxton with a backhand. And that shot is blocked by the Whitby goaltender. Whitby plays that puck down the length of the ice. Okapek back behind her net. She's got some room. She plays it up the near side for Busato. Busato plays it up for Luxton. She can't handle the pass. Now she's going to come off and change. So Busato gives chase. Lee dumps that through the neutral zone. Hits the Whitby player. So Whitby now going to transition the other way. Wood up for Busato. Busato has that puck taken off her stick. She regains it. Tries to dump it in the zone. Strand. She has that puck stripped off her stick. And so Wood's going to just dump it down the length of the ice. Whitby sets up behind their net. They play the breakout the far side. Whitby plays it to center. Strand gets a stick on it. Feet aren't moving, so the Whitby player just outskates her. Whitby plays it. Plays on the far side. They dance to the center. She's got some room. She takes that shot. It goes high over the net. Clarington players got to keep their feet moving if they're going to take the puck off these Whitby players. A lot of these Whitby players are fast skaters. Ridding gets it to the line. She takes that long shot in, and that's going to be hung on to by the Whitby goaltender. 6:33 to go here in the third period. Whitby Wolves up by a score of 2-1. Clarington trying to get some offense going. Face-off won by Clarington. Back to the point for Coulter. She evades the check. She gets the puck in on net. And that's going to just trickle in as I believe that was Padfield got a stick on it just at the net trying to redirect it. And the Whitby goalie had to change directions quickly. She gets a glove on it. Face-off again, one back to the point. Coulter. That shot goes off the shin pads to Padfield on the sideboard. Padfield. Aggressive play on the puck. She keeps it alive. Dumps it down into the Whitby zone. Whitby trying to play it around the near side. Gets to the line. Hanthorn dumps it back down into the corner. Hanthorn with it. Gets it in her feet. And that'll be blown down on the offside. Hanthorn with the puck in her feet. Had her feet taken out as the Whitby player went to play that puck. So it's not tripping because, again, if you're playing the puck and you do make contact with the puck, it's not tripping. .557 to go. Face-off just outside the Clarington zone. Face-off won by Whitby. But DeYoung able to poke that puck ahead. Now to Rowan. They bring that puck into the zone. Whitby takes over. They're going to bring it back the other way. Okapek. She looks far side for DeYoung. That pass is intercepted by Whitby. And it's now 3-on-1. Okapek does a good job of taking the other two Whitby players. So that shot to her, steers it aside, comes ahead to DeYoung. DeYoung with a full head of steam, brings it deep into the zone. She plays the backhand across to the far side for Luxton. And Luxton gets beats to the puck, so Whitby now plays it around the boards. Okapek pinches all the way down. Good cover by Rowan. She goes for the wrist shot. That bounces off the Whitby shin pad. So now Whitby coming back the other way, 2-on-1. They take the shot. Lee gets an active stick on that puck. So able to break up the play. Clarington players, again, feet are not moving. They need to get their feet moving if they want to win these races to the puck. Now the puck ahead to Luxton. Luxton with a head of steam. Clarington making a change, so she's got nobody with her. She's just got to take it in deep. That puck gets turned over to Whitby. Whitby then brings it out. Whitby gets around Lee. Beetham with a good back check. She's able to get that puck away, but it gets to the point. And Whitby with a shot from the point hits the Whitby player in front of the net. She'll take it deep into the corner. Wood ties up the player. Beetham then takes the puck. She chips it up the board. Strand ties up her player. No interference call there. So Basato, she takes it up the far side. She gets knocked off the puck by Whitby, but she regains control. She's going to bring it in the zone. Nobody driving the net for Clarington, so she'll chip it in on net. The puck comes back to the line. Coulter's going to pinch down. Over to Wood. Wood's now going to take it into the zone by herself. Wood with a little bit of extra dancing. She's going to slap it down into the corner. Good job by Wood to keep possession of that puck. Clarington not winning the race to the puck, so Whitby's going to grab it. They're going to break out coming the other way. Wood blocks that shot coming across the other way. Coulter had the other player tied up. Get the puck ahead to Patfield. Patfield with a great head of steam. If that was hybrid icing, Patfield would have had that icing waved off, no problem. A couple of these Clarington players with some good head of steam, maybe going to take it upon themselves here to get back in this game. Face-off, won by Clarington, back behind the net for Okopeck. She gets jammed up against the boards, looking for some support. Preston on the wrong side of the puck. She pushes it out right to the Whitby player. So now Whitby's going to cycle down low. Okopeck with a good little check, checks her player off the puck, but it goes right back to the Whitby player. Whitby cycles down low. They get it back to the point. They play it down back into the corner. Comes loose, so Okopeck's going to take it. She's going to chip it off the boards. Nobody from Clarington going after that puck. Now they finally get to it. Little battle in the corner. Hanthorn, she's going to take it back. She circles back. Plays it up the near side for Ridding. Ridding's going to take a head of steam. She's going to bring it into the zone. She gets hammered off the puck. And that's going to be blown down on the body contact. Whitby player trying to squeeze Ridding out along the boards. Caught just a little too much shoulder and takes Ridding off the puck. So 2:35 left to go here in the second period. Clarington going to get the advantage, and they're actually going to pull their goalie. So they're going to go 6-on-4. Again, they need the tie in order to keep their playoff hopes alive. So the net is empty as they go to a 6-on-4 power play. Puck cycles down low. Preston loses that race to the puck, so Whitby just fires it out to the zone. Lee gets a stick on it. She's going to bring it back in, shoots it into the Whitby zone. Whitby grabs a hold of it. They get it to the line. Wood blocks it. She gets it ahead to Luxton. Luxton's got a little bit of room. She's digging out. She scores! And Clarington's going to tie this game up with 2:08 left to go in the third period. Nice little dangle move by Luxton to get that puck just over the shoulder. And the Flames are keeping their playoff hopes alive with a 2-2 tie with 2 minutes and 8 seconds to go. So they'll return back to 5-on-5. They're going to put their goalie back in the net. Face-off won by Whitby. They run into each other then, so Rowan grabs the puck. Turn it back over to Whitby. Whitby's going to bring the puck in the zone. Whitby player goes around the outside of Lee. Wood gets an active stick on the puck. She breaks up that play. Whitby cycling around. Wood, she just jumps right up in there and takes that puck away. Gets to the line, but again, not out. Puck trickles out to the high slot. Luxton's going to go back for it. She plays it to the far side for DeYoung. DeYoung's going to bring it in the zone. She's got nobody with her. So she gets that puck knocked off her stick. Then they start the battle on the near boards. Beethan, she makes a nice little move. She gets the puck out front for Luxton. That puck's in her feet. So Whitby's going to transition coming back the other way. 2-on-2 coming the other way. Ridding jumps into the play to tie up a player. Puck goes wide, goes into the corner. Beethan ties up her player, kicks the puck loose, but it goes right to a Whitby player. So now they bring it into the high slot. Lee just trying to kick that puck loose. She plays it ahead for Ridding. Ridding tries to play it off the far boards for Luxton. She gets knocked off the puck. So now Wood with it back in the corner. Wood, dangerous play. She plays it out front of the net. And Wood able to gather that puck back up. Whitby plays it down in the corner. They play it. Try to pass it out front. Hits Beetham in the feet. .30 seconds left to go here in the game. Whitby player just laying right on top of the Clarington player. They both look to be injured maybe on the play. Clarington player looks like the legs bent backwards as the Whitby player fell on top of her. And both players down in pain. So I think we're going to have, oh, now they're back up. So I might have actually had some equipment tangled up together there and they couldn't get them separated. So 24 seconds to go here in the third period. Clarington's playoff hopes still alive. And I think that's going to do it. I think we're going to hit the curfew clock. Sorry, no, face-off's going to come down to the other end. Not sure what the referee's calling here. And that does it for the game, folks, as they hit the curfew clock. Yep, so we've hit the curfew clock. We've hit the curfew clock, but I think there's some conversation of the curfew's not on the official game report. Clarington just wants to make sure this game will not get disputed. And that will do it. So that's going to be a 2-2 tie for your Clarington Flames, which ties them with Oshawa in the point standings. And when we go to the head-to-head standings, Clarington beat Oshawa. So that should put your Clarington Flames into the playoffs in the 8th and final spot. We will have to stay tuned, folks, and see how this works out. But that's the way the math is that I have it, is that your Clarington Flames have just punched their way into the playoffs with a 2-2 tie against the first-place Whitby Wolves. So thanks for tuning in, folks. Stay tuned to the Facebook page. We will make an official report once we have all the math worked out. But as of right now, that should punch your Clarington Flames into the playoffs. I think they're a little unsure themselves. Not a lot of celebration, but the way I have the math, folks at home, that should punch your Clarington Flames into the playoffs, where they will be in a that will seed them in the B division, which will be some very different teams than what they'll play in the provincial playdowns. So provincial playdowns, again, they're going to have Whitby, they're going to have Oshawa, and Durham West. The playoffs should have them in a division with, trying to think of the teams that we're going to have. So I'll have to look at that, but it's going to be a different, they're going to be in the B division, having come in the 8th spot. So that's the way I have the math, folks. So thanks for tuning in, and we'll let you know on the social media if it did indeed punch your Clarington Flames into the playoffs. Thanks for tuning in, folks.